Yo, so this will be a little ranting and connecting some dots, basically. So there's this very idea that reality is how we create reality. And so there's this whole spiritual idea and an idea that roots deep down to spirituality, as I would say more precisely, is that we are basically creating our own existence throughout our own thoughts. And so if we would like to understand it more into the Newtonian cause effect system of thinking, it would be that, yeah, what I think basically will form my mental space, and my mental space basically will form my subconscious mind, our subconscious minds, by basically building up the mental habit of thinking in a certain way. So, for example, if you're thinking about yourself that you are someone who is good with people, who is a very, very good relationship guy or girl, and you're just easygoing with people, then guess what? This is what you will think of yourself. Therefore, this is how you will experience situations. This is how you will open up new situations. This is how you will handle people and just basically live into this mindset. And eventually your experiences will reinforce this reality you've created. So this is basically how your thoughts are creating your reality. So you have certain thoughts, and from these certain thoughts you will lead certain actions, and these certain actions will basically reinforce your thoughts. And the more you're holding these thoughts, the more it will become obviously habitual on the thought and mental level. Therefore, these will very, very deeply embed into your subconscious. So this is how you are basically forming your reality. And this is why it is that if you're judging people, then basically you're judging yourself. And this is how a lot of spiritual and religious ideas are coming to sense with this term. Like, this is at least how I've been able to understand them. So this is one idea. On the other hand, in the one hand, on the other hand, there is another idea that life is not easy. And this idea is coming from Jordan B. Peterson, Carl Jung, and all of the people who I think had been fortunate enough, or perhaps blessed enough, to get a truly, truly deep understanding of the human psyche. And so this might be true. Like, what I'm experiencing in my life is that this is true, like, this is not always just nice and good, and everything's just up, and always everything is good. Because we have to face and we have to understand that there are certain challenges in our lives, and there are certain times when we get stuck, and there are certain times when things go like shitty, like sometimes you're just lost. And so there's this idea which is so deeply, troubles me, would say, or like leaves me unrested, is that, okay, wait a minute, guys. So what if I'm creating my reality? What about difficulties? But I'm creating my reality, but there are still difficulties. So how this whole thing works? And so the answer for that might be that, might be found in the Stoics. And so basically, how you are creating your reality is how you are perceiving certain situations. So basically, understanding something as a challenge or a hardship or tough times or shitty is basically a place where you are just saying and labeling something as shitty, and you are labeling something as bad because you think that, like, this is bad right now, and you feel that this is bad. For example, you break up with a girl, you're thinking, yeah, this is shitty, this is bad. Or like, you had a freaking tough, like, breakdown in business, and like something went like terribly completely wrong, or you've been in the wrong direction, or you've been like an alcohol addict or something, and like something like something horrible happens. And so at the moment, and this is how I'm trying to connect these dots, if you stay still with me. At the very moment, you might feel like, yeah, it stuck. It sucks, guys. Like, like this is shit. Like I've been through a divorce or like a breakup or like my whatever, like financial disaster. Like all these shitty bullshit things. But the point is that I'm the one who is labeling as a shit experience or like a bullshit experience because I feel shitty at the moment. But what if that very experience leads me to somewhere that in the future is a greater thing? So a very good example in my life, I was so freaking lost every day, and I just didn't know like how to control myself and my emotions, and I do not know that I 100% do know now, because if I would, like, I'd be enlightened than Jesus, and I would know all the answers for all the problems of humanity, and I'd be in whatever. You get me. The point is here that I truly deeply felt dumb. Therefore, I started reading, and therefore I started, like I had like a super uncomfortable feeling inside myself that, like, yeah, I'm just dumb and I'm just uncomfortable. And I started doing sports more, and I started doing reading more, and like, improving myself and reading and writing and all these things. And like, now I'm feeling that I have a way, way, way more balanced life, and now I'm feeling that I'm serving something way, way, way greater. So I think that my life definitely went into a way, way, way better direction than it was. And so coming back to the very perception of good things or bad things, in the past it seemed as a horrible thing, that I'm dumb, I do not understand things, I just do not understand why the world works like this, I'm confused, I'm overweight, etc., etc., I do not have control over my life, I do not know how to make money, blah 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 blah. But this uncomfortable feeling, or this uncomfortable situation, basically led me to basically just find my path in the very first place, now to financial stability, and more emotional stability, and way, way, way deeper knowledge. This is just a personal experience. So coming back here, this is a Stoic idea, guys, what you have to understand here. And this is how Stoic basically could have perhaps came to this understanding that you are creating your reality by not labeling these things. And there's also a super duper great example for what I just told, is that Alan Watts tells this story very good, with a farmer who had a son, and someday something bad happened with the son, next day something good happened with the son, the other day something bad happened with the son, and another day like something good happened with the son. And so the moral of the story is that we just simply haven't been able to decide if it was good or bad. And this is the limited understanding or limited perception of being a human, basically. So due to my best understanding, this is where these two dots could be connected, that how we are creating our reality and how we are basically have to face with life itself. Because if we would like to put on the lenses of everyday life, then it's tough, man. Like, your car breaks down, you have shitty, all of this bullshit, you just simply feel it like the hell wants all this bullshit, But my takeaway, what I wanted to give you as my takeaway of all of these thoughts and all of these things, is that this is due to my best understanding and due to my best experience, this is human greatness, man. This is human greatness, where you can say that I'm having a shitty day, I'm having everything that might seem shitty, but I'm standing up and I'm doing my best, I'm doing my best, and I'm facing it with all of my capabilities. And now you can ask from yourself, like, what are your limits? Where are your capabilities? Like, what can you really do today, and what can you really achieve today? And so not just achieve, but what can you truly solve? And because it's coming back to Jordan B. Peterson again, what I found in my life which is truly ever present. I'm just having problems constantly. And this is life. This is what I understand now as life is just like constantly like facing all of this shit, like facing it. And every single day that I'm facing it, I'm killing it that day. I'm killing it, man. I'm saying that I'm killing it. And this is perhaps a mindset, like you have the complete control of what, like, again, you do not have any control over the situation, but you have complete control over how you perceive that situation. This is a great Stoic thought, and this is also what the guy who was in prison, who wrote the book, which called, I'm so ashamed that I do not get the name of the book in my mind right now. The Man's Search for Meaning. I'm so sorry. I cannot understand. I cannot remember the name of the guy. I'm so freaking sorry for this, but this is again like human limitations. My memory didn't serve me too well currently. So this is the best what I found on my journey, that every single day, and this is what I'm trying to convey. These are the messages I'm trying to convey to you, is that you have the complete control over your life. You have 100% control, and you have 100% control, and you can decide every single moment. You can step up and say that fuck this shit, I'm quitting my job and starting my business. Fuck this shit, I'm going to the gym and I will lose weight. And fuck this shit, I'm going out and I will find my people. And fuck this shit, I will just do what I have to do. This is the mindset, and this is where it is coming from, to my best understanding. Just wanted to give you a quick rant and some little thought processes, so it might help you. So peace.